Hi, this is Michael Waltman with your Intel Report. Now, with 12 days left to this election, I want to say that Mitt Romney is running a despicable campaign. Now, you saw in the third debate how he agreed with basically everything President Obama had to say on foreign policy. Why? Because he was clinching. He just didn't want to lose. He thinks he has a lead. He does not have a lead. America, now I implore you to get out there and vote for Barack Obama. Show America and show the world that you cannot buy the presidency with a handful of billionaires donating money to you. Now, as you can see behind me, I have a few medals of my own, and I served this great country, and I'm proud of my service. Now, I'm voting for Barack Obama because Mitt Romney did not even mention veterans in his Republican convention speech, nor did he mention them in his foreign policy speech. And we are out there every day putting our lives on the line for you, for your right to vote. So I ask you, America, please vote for Barack Obama and Joe Biden on the 2012 ticket. Now, Mitt Romney is running a very, very nasty, nasty campaign. He is flip-flopping from one minute to the other. You've all heard of Romnesia. Well, he has a case bad. And I hope you don't have a case, America, because he was not for the auto bailouts. He said let them go bankrupt. Public money will come in. Public money would not take that risk on. Okay? Those companies would have been sold off for parts and we'd be buying Chinese cars which are unsafe. Okay? Look it up, America. China makes cars and they're unsafe. Okay? I don't want to put my family in them. I'm proud that GM is still making cars and cars are rolling off the assembly line. Now, he hits Barack Obama for investing in Tesla and Solyndra and Fisker. Listen, you want to get a new technology off the ground, you got to take risks, okay? That's just the fact of the matter, okay? When we went to the moon, we took risks, okay? We didn't politicize the failures, okay? We accepted them. We accepted the failures and we moved on and we completed the mission. Now, if we're going to have alternative energy and be energy independent like Mitt Romney says, we have to invest in these companies. We have to take chances. Why? Because it's the nature of the beast. You got to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks sometimes. Okay? Yes, it's public money. It's taxpayer money. But it's going to a purpose for the greater good. Now, America's going to export more oil in the world than Saudi Arabia. We're going to produce more oil this year than Saudi Arabia. Okay? Talk about energy independent. We are almost there, America. Wake up. Okay? We have natural gas. Okay? Barack Obama is doing what he can to bring down the deficit, to get us energy independent, and to get our troops out of Afghanistan. Now, Mitt Romney's point was, do not give them a date for withdrawal. That's telegraphing to your enemy. Then in the debate, he says, by 2014, all troops will be out. This guy changes his position from one minute to another. He has no core beliefs. America, we have to show that you cannot buy the presidency and you cannot say whatever comes to mind, whatever the electorate wants to hear from one minute to the other and win. Okay? This is not how you win a campaign. He might win and that will come to play into politics for years to come because people look at what works. And if people see that you can lie and you can buy your way into office, that's what we'll do. Do you want a handful of billionaires telling your president what policies he should make? because that's what's going to happen. Sheldon Adelson is his biggest campaign donor, okay? He's invested in China, Romney. Romney says he's going to get tough on China. That's baloney. That's malarkey, as Joe Biden would say. Okay, look up Sensata. Okay, $77,000 of Romney's own personal money went to China dealing with Iran and the buying of oil. Okay, that's a fact. So he's the last person that's going to get tough on China. Okay, he has a stake in China. And if we're going to get tough on China, we're going to cause a trade war. Under Barack Obama, the trade is like this with China, okay? It's slowly creeping back up, okay? Now, if Mitt Romney causes a trade war and calls China a currency manipulator on day one, what's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know. See, that's the thing we really have to realize here. We don't know Mitt Romney because Mitt Romney changes his position so often. So we have nothing to go on. What we do have to go on is the last 4 years of Barack Obama's presidency, where he has ended the Iraq War, appointed 2 women to the Supreme Court who were pro-choice. Okay? He has pledged to get our troops out of Afghanistan. He has saved the auto industry. He has closed loopholes for billionaires and multimillionaires like Mitt Romney. He has closed tax shelters. He has cut taxes for small businesses, despite what Mitt Romney says. And of everything, he has passed comprehensive health care reform, also known as Obamacare or Romneycare, because Mitt Romney is the grandfather of it, and Obama based Obamacare off of what Mitt Romney did in Massachusetts. Now, Mitt Romney says, "Oh, in Massachusetts we had the #1 schools in the nation." You know why? Because you have the #1 teachers union. Give the teachers credit. You say you love teachers? Give them credit. They are the ones who educated and brought you to the #1 spot in the country. Okay? Not your policies, not your agenda. They did. They brought you 2 years before you came into office. Your schools were #1 in the nation. Why? Because you have the most powerful and the best teachers union in the country. Period. End of story. That is why your schools are #1. Now, I cannot stress this enough. The way elections work are, you do what the last candidate did to get into office. If we show that you can lie, cheat, say whatever you want, and still get elected to high office, then that's the America we will be living in. That's not the America I want my son to grow up in. That's not the America I want your children to grow up in. And that's not the America I want to live in or you should want to live in. America, I implore you to vote for Barack Obama. Okay? I don't care what kind of bombshell Donald Trump is going to drop. Who knows what it is? Fact is, Barack Obama is a great man. He's done great things for this country. He loves this country. He has the best interests for this country in his heart. And he has core beliefs and core principles that he's running on. Mitt Romney does not have any of them. He does not have any core principles or core beliefs because he changes them from day to day. Okay, Romnesia is a serious condition, and he has a serious case of it, and so does Paul Ryan. Do you want Paul Ryan one heartbeat away from the presidency? A man who will defund Medicaid, completely defund Medicaid, leave our poor with no way to get health benefits or health coverage. Do you want that? Now you could say, oh, he's going to end entitlements. Well, let me tell you something. In the 1920s, when the Great Depression hit, we had no welfare. We had no safeguards to prevent people from standing in line for soup and bread and starving and begging, and people that lost everything. And FDR put into place in his New Deal measures that would prevent this from happening again. Mitt Romney wants to take away these measures. He doesn't care about the 47%. It's malarkey that he took back what he said and apologized for it. He meant every word he said to those private donors in that room. He does not care about 47%, and the fact is he doesn't care about the other 53%. Mitt Romney cares about Mitt Romney, and Mitt Romney cares about getting elected to the presidency because he's a power-hungry individual. And Paul Ryan is his little puppet following him around, cleaning up, doing his dirty work. They have him out there mopping the floor up after Mitt Romney craps all over it every night, saying whatever he wants, and then Paul Ryan's got to come out there and explain Mitt Romney's position, which is all over the place. And I give Paul Ryan some credit because he's doing a hell of a spin job, because Mitt Romney is just out and out lying or not lying. He's just out and out telling you, America, what you need to hear so that when you get into the voting booth, you vote. Now let's get to voter suppression. It's your right to vote. You see this? I fought for your right to vote. So get out there and vote, America. I don't care if you got to stand in line. I stood in line to eat in a mess hall. I stood in line to get my uniform. I stood in lines to do many, many things in my life. You can stand in line on election day and vote. You can go out to the polls in many states and vote early, okay? You can only vote once, but once is enough to make a difference, especially if you're in Ohio. If you're in Ohio, you have to remember you would be decimated, absolutely decimated. You'd be in depression if Mitt Romney got his way when he wrote his 2008 editorial piece saying, "Let the auto companies go bankrupt." There was no public money to come in and rescue them. There was no one that would come in because it was too big of a gamble at the time. And there were much better things to invest in. And people were scared to invest in anything, let alone the auto industry. And Barack Obama saved the auto industry. In Ohio, you have tons and tons of auto jobs, making components and cars. And those jobs would have disappeared under a Mitt Romney administration. Now, I do not see how in good conscience an Ohioan can vote for Mitt Romney after he opposed the auto bailout. Now he says he was for the auto bailout. That's total baloney, okay? I'm calling him on his BS. And I can call him a liar, okay, because I'm not on the national stage. He's an out-and-out liar. He lies to say what he wants. And that's the Intel report for today. Sorry for the passionate, maybe aggressive nature of this video, but I got to get the word out there. Vote for Barack Obama. Mitt Romney has Romnesia. He says and does anything he can to get elected. He will destroy this country. He will be in the pocket of billionaire donors that are funding his divisive campaign right now. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Thank you for listening. Go to Intel Report. Follow me on Twitter @YourNewsStream. This channel, follow, subscribe. I'll be posting more videos. And thank you, America. I thank you. And I'd like to say one more thing. Go out and vote.